interview is about ABP Spoken English Course. We'll talk about different facets of ABP Spoken English Course and what is the view of one of the teachers of ABP Spoken English Course about different facets of spoken English. I am Dr. Asif Akram. I am also a teacher of ABP Spoken English Course, and with me is Habiba Madam, who is also called Dalia. So Dalia Madam is the expert in spoken English. My first question to Mrs. Dalia is, why speaking English fluently is so important in today's world?
Well, thank you very much for asking this such a great question. And in my opinion, spoken English is really very important because nowadays world is highly competitive. So in this competitive world, I feel like that it's very important to know how to speak English, because I have seen there are many students who are really highly talented. They have a lots of knowledge and qualifications. But also I noticed that just because of they are unable to speak English, they are unable to fulfill their dreams. So it's really necessary for all the students to speak English fluently.
Thank you so much. My next question will be, how should a student practice speaking English every day?
Well, in my opinion, I want to tell that if a student wants to develop his or her speaking skill, it's very important to be very much consistent about the language, because we must remember that learning a language is actually a consistent process. For example, you are practicing this week and on the next week you are not practicing at all. So what will happen? You will actually forget everything. Even if you have improved a little bit, if you do not practice for the next week, automatically you will forget the thing. So it's very important to be consistent. And for a new learner also, I would like to tell you, listen to very simple English. Like I live in Calcutta, now I am having breakfast. So there are some very simple sentences you can definitely use, and I'm sure if you do practice slowly and gradually, you will see your improvement.
Also, the communication that happens in trade world and tech world and IT sector is also English. Also, English is primary language for programming, software, internet, etc. So English is a very dominant language in the world, and almost all technical papers, research papers, big universities follow English as a medium of instruction. So correct. Next question will be, what do you think that a basic English learner should do to improve conversational English skill?
Well, in my opinion, I want to suggest to all the students who are now in the very beginning process of learning the language, it's very important to listen to English every day. Listening is the first stage of learning any kind of language. I'm not talking about only English. If we have to learn any language, it's very important to listen to the language first. So as same as for learning English, also first we have to listen to the language. It's very important. And also I have heard there are many students say that grammar is not necessary while we are talking to people. But I feel like that grammar is really very important. So it is not important that all the time we have to focus on spoken, as well as we have to be very focused on learning grammar as well. It is also very important. And on the other side, I would like to tell you, practice is very important, because maybe you know all the things about grammar and many things, but if you do not produce the language practically, somehow you won't be able to use the language while you are communicating with people. So it's very important to listen to, and then you have to practice.
The last question will be, why should students join ABP Spoken English course? Those who want to learn spoken English.
Well, that's really pretty interesting question. Why students should join ABP? See, first of all, we must understand the needs of students. But unfortunately, I have noticed there are many teachers who exactly don't know the needs of the students. And as a result, what happens? Students can't learn the subject appropriately in the classroom. If you join ABP, you will notice teachers are really very responsible and careful about the students in order to their needs. Okay, ABP is providing very standard and highly qualified teachers who are always ready to help students whenever they need them. I would definitely like to talk about my classroom as a spoken English teacher of this organization. In my classroom, I always take care of my students individually in order to the level of their English, and I always encourage my students, which is very important to be a good teacher. And in the ABP organization, you will notice teachers are highly encouraging and they are working very hard for the students. So yeah, without having second thought, if you are really looking for a great spoken English course, you must join this course. I'm sure you will not regret after joining the course. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Indeed, the fees of ABP Spoken English course is quite low. It's only 1500 for full course, and there is no other fee. It was nice and pleasure to talk to you, Mrs. Habiba. It was a nice meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much.